Hey y'all, it's Justine. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about stuff and why you don't need to be giving more of it as gifts. Today I wanted to provide some gift ideas that aren't stuff, that aren't going to be sitting as a tangible object, collecting dust potentially. Just wanted to provide some ideas of gifts that cannot be wrapped in a box but will be cherished forever. So I've kind of broken some things up into different categories. Obviously, you can take inspiration from the category and extrapolate on it and think of more ideas based on who you are getting it for. But the categories that I'm going to be talking about today, number one are experiences, of course. Number two is subscriptions. Number three is be an elf for a day, which is kind of offering services. And number four, honorable mention. They're technically physical items, but they are consumables. So yeah, let's get started. So number one, with experiences, you can, like I said before, definitely tailor this to who you are giving the gift to. But some things that I have jotted down are potentially tickets to a concert or the orchestra. I just took my mom to see the Snowman at the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra. And my mom is a very, very, very practical person. So a lot of the time I end up getting her gifts that are experiences and like outings. We usually go to see Cirque du Soleil every year for her birthday. So an idea is, go to a circus like that or some sort of live performance event. Orchestra, music. If you know the person loves a certain band, you could always get them concert tickets or something like that. Food-wise, you could just have a date to a nice restaurant. If your friend or partner or whoever you're gifting to has expressed interest in a particular restaurant, you could just write like a little gift certificate sort of thing for like redeem me later, and we'll go out for a nice meal at a restaurant you want to try. Same thing goes for like relaxing experiences like a spa or a massage or a hot cold plunge. So there's so many things that you can look up depending on what city you're in. But in Vancouver, we have things like Circle Wellness Spa. You can go up to Whistler for Scandinave, which is like the Scandinavian spa experience. Some things are more pricey than others, depends who you're gifting it to and depends like what the occasion is. But yep, there's definitely lots of spa services, and something a little bit more small or local might just be like a facial or like a 1 hour long massage. So you could take somebody for a manicure pedicure date. In the same vein of potentially slightly bigger experiences, depending on who you're gifting it to, it can be an entire weekend getaway. Maybe for Christmas, your partner and you just want to go to a little cabin weekend instead of buying physical gifts, so you can pool your money and have a really nice experience like that. And something really fun that you can gift is, of course, classes. So some ideas for classes are pottery classes, a jewelry making workshop, a cooking class. So you can do these things together, or you can gift them to somebody to do with a friend, or just maybe they'd be down to do a solo class as well. But yeah, I think it's really fun to gift an experience to somebody because you can make memories together. So the next category that I touched upon was subscriptions. So if your friend or your family member, if you know that they love going to the gym, for example, you can offer to pay for their next year's subscription, or if they said that they've expressed interest in joining a gym or some sort of fitness club, you could give them a certificate for that. If you have somebody in your life who is an avid film buff, you can get them an annual subscription to Criterion Collection, where they can access a lot of really cool movies that you might not be able to find like on Netflix. You can also give things like an Audible subscription. I've never used Audible myself, but if you know somebody loves listening to audiobooks, that could be a really good thing for them to do. So a nice thing about subscriptions is the person could already potentially have this thing, but it is something that they're going to have to renew themselves. So you can always offer to renew something that they already have. You could get someone a subscription to the New York Times games. I really love playing the mini connections, strands, basically every day. I don't have a subscription myself to the games, but it could be fun to unlock other things to play with a New York Times subscription. Another really cute thing that you can get is a flower subscription. So I've been gifted this a couple of times. A friend of a friend is a florist, and she offers this really cool subscription where for a few months you can get a flower subscription from her. So it's flowers that she's grown, she creates little bouquets, and then you can either get them delivered or you can pick them up. That's Good Mood Garden, so I will tag her down below as well. But yeah, maybe in the city that you're in, you could also gift somebody a subscription to flowers. And I think that's a really nice way for somebody to spruce up their home and have a good vibe in there. So the next category that I have to talk about is being an elf for a day. And I mentioned this at the beginning, but I'm thinking of it as kind of like offering your services to your friend or family member, just like kind of helping them with tasks that they need. So you can help them clean their car. If you know how to sew, maybe you can offer to mend or tailor their clothes if you know that they need some things hemmed or something like that. Maybe your friend wants to paint their room and you can offer to help them out with that. Maybe they got a flat bike tire and they need some repairs. So you can just kind of hang out and like offer your services and skills that maybe they don't have. So those are kind of more like repair and maintenance ideas that I thought of, but it can also be like a really cool Skillshare sort of thing. So for example, if you're a photographer, maybe you can offer to take pet portraits for them or like a family portrait for them. If you are like a UX designer and they have a pottery business that they're starting, like maybe you can help them build a website. And I also touched upon like the skill sharing thing. So maybe you know your friend wants to learn how to knit and you've been an avid knitter for the past 8 years. So you can kind of just have like a cute little picnic date or a coffee date where you're just hanging out for an afternoon and you're teaching them all the basics of a skill that you have that they want to learn. Another cute thing, this isn't necessarily like an elf for a day exactly, but a cute little kit that you can put together is maybe if you really love to cook, for example, maybe you can compile a little booklet of all your favorite recipes and maybe give like a few ingredients to make that recipe by themselves or cook it together. And the last category, the honorable mention category, as I mentioned at the beginning, is physical items, but they're consumables. So of course we know tons of good consumables like getting coffee or tea or nice chocolates or something like that. But you can kind of think of who you're gifting it to and think of something that is really tailored to their interests. So if they love cooking, you can get them really specific types of salt and olive oil and just kind of elevated products that they might be using every day. Of course, I love soaps. I love gifting soaps. I love getting soaps. I usually wouldn't be like treating myself to a fancy bar of soap on the regular. I think that's always like a perfect stocking stuffer or a small gift that you're giving someone. And there's also consumable items that aren't literally consumable, like you wouldn't eat them, but for example, if you know your friend loves film photography, you can get them some really nice rolls of film. So just something that you know that they're probably going to be buying anyways, but you might treat them to like the next level up of something. But it is going to be something that isn't going to be collecting dust or just kind of like sitting in their closet or something, because you know that they are going to be using it and they're going to be re-upping it. So it's always something that they can use depending on what hobby they'd like to do. I'm going to provide a list of everything that I just talked about in kind of some screenshots at the end, so you can read things over. I know I just kind of talked about all of the things, but I'll provide the actual lists right over here. Maybe I live in a little bit of an echo chamber, but I feel like it's really nice how a lot of people are kind of gravitating towards making memories as gifts and giving experiences as opposed to always a physical object. So I hope these ideas have been helpful. But of course, the most important thing is to think of who you're gifting it to and making sure that whatever you're giving them kind of aligns with their interests and something that you know that they'll enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this has given a little bit of inspiration. Please feel free to comment down below if there are any things I haven't mentioned that you think are really great to add to this list. I would love to know more ideas as well. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you're watching this around Christmas time, I hope you have a very, very, very happy holiday season. If you're watching this for like a birthday gift idea or something like that, I hope whoever you're giving it to has a wonderful birthday or anniversary or whatever the occasion may be. And yeah, hope to see you next time. Bye.